What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about how the NFL has said no more political statements for their upcoming draftees for the NFL draft. And I think this is a huge story. It's a very positive story to show that maybe, just maybe, there is some light at the end of the tunnel for the political nonsense, because the NFL, much like Hollywood, had no problem with these political statements a few years ago when Colin Kaepernick decided to disrespect police officers, military members, and pretty much everybody in the country with common sense. He had no problem kneeling for the flag, the national anthem, and the NFL had no problem with him doing that. But as soon as the ratings started to dive, and as soon as the fans started saying, we don't want politics in our sports, in our entertainment, once the money stopped coming, suddenly now the NFL is taking a stand. And this is similar to how ESPN just a few years ago was very woke. And then all of a sudden, the ratings started to tank, they got new leadership, and they got rid of the wokeness, and we've gotten back to sports. And I think that this could be some light at the end of the tunnel for what could be happening within Hollywood. Now, if you are not a sports fan, we're going to talk about how the Hollywood impact ties into this as well. But if you are a sports fan, go over to Sports Wars, our sports channel. I will leave a link in the description below or the pinned post below, and you can go subscribe over there. We would appreciate your support. Okay, so this is the Daily Wire. NFL issues strict new guidelines for draftees. No political statements on clothing. Yes, finally. Now, we're going to get into it a little bit. I mean, there's a lot here. It says the memo says that clothing will be with libel or hate speech or featuring political statements will not be tolerated. So if draftees plan on following in former 49ers second-string quarterback Colin Kaepernick's footsteps, they should be extra careful to keep things off camera. Now, that's pretty funny how they said second-string quarterback. I love the shade being thrown at Kaepernick. You know, I'm an NFL fan. Colin Kaepernick was a very good quarterback when he was under Jim Harbaugh. But once he lost his starting position when Harbaugh left, he had to do something to get attention, and that's when all of this nonsense started. And, you know, good shout out to Colin Kaepernick for making a great business decision after getting a crazy SJW girlfriend, losing his starting position, and then finding an opportunity to monetize weirdo SJWs. That's what he's done right there. Other restrictions, and it kind of gets into the other obvious restrictions, and again, these are things that are just normal things, but the fact that they are adding no political statements here is the key. And again, this is big for a lot of reasons. Professional football became a flashpoint for political disagreement starting in 2017 when Kaepernick began his kneeling protest demonstrating against racial inequality and police violence by taking a knee on the sidelines during patriotic pregame festivities, including the national anthem. After President Donald Trump became involved, the protest spread league-wide. The NFL at first defended the players' right to protest, but as consumers disengaged from the NFL, first refusing to purchase tickets and then tuning out of games in mass, the league felt obligated to step in. After discussions with owners in 2018, the league adopted a policy largely banning political statements on the field and forcing players to either stand for the national anthem or remain in their locker room during the pregame. And then, you know, the assuage of player concerns, the league adopted a social justice initiative. We want people to be respectful of the national anthem, says Roger Goodell. No, what you want is your money. That's what you want. You want your money. Because Colin Kaepernick openly disrespected the national anthem, and you had no problem with it until the money started drying up. So Roger Goodell, don't give us that garbage. You like your money. And there's nothing wrong with you liking your money, but the fact that you try to act like it's not about money is laughable. If you really did say we want people to be respectful of the national anthem, you would have never let Colin Kaepernick do this in the first place. But you did. But that's neither here nor there. So again, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of opening this bigger discussion about what's going on, because again, what we've been dealing with in movies, in comics, and video games, specifically in movies a lot, and obviously comics too, but big time in movies, The political messaging has really ruined a lot of movies, and the future of movies and television shows are in question because of these political messaging that we continue to see over and over again. And much like the NFL did back when Kaepernick started doing this nonsense and then a few other people followed suit, the NFL basically said, oh, there's nothing wrong with this, it's perfectly fine. Even though all the fans are complaining and being vocal about it, we're going to allow this because it's okay. And you're against this if you do this, and if you're against them standing up, then you're an ist or you're an ism, or you're, are you against, are you not for players speaking out against injustice? Like, what are you talking about? Colin Kaepernick literally was the quarterback of an NFL team, and he was guarded by what? Police officers, the same police officers that he wore socks of pigs dressed up as cops, disrespecting police officers, the same police officers that he wants to protect him when he needs security. It's amazing how this works. Colin Kaepernick was always worried about flexing his muscles and showing off all of his fancy cars when he was a starting quarterback, and then when he lost his job, suddenly he cares about people. Whatever. He's a fake, he's a phony. But the point is the NFL allowed this, and then the ratings started to decline. So with Hollywood, we have continued to see things when they go downhill. Ghostbusters 2016. How much do you care about it now? Because you're not getting a sequel, and the people that you pandered to never were going to support that business model. We've seen it with Star Wars, how Star Wars went from $2 billion all the way to 50% of that audience is gone, and no enthusiasm for it whatsoever. We've seen it over and over and over again. It continues to happen. So at some point, you have to think, with ESPN going through this and then finally realizing it was a mistake, with the NFL going through this and finally realizing it was a mistake, you have to imagine that Hollywood is eventually going to get to this point too. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. It is not over, and maybe it's just beginning for Hollywood. But again, with everything going on in the world, everything is going to be reset, and it's going to be interesting to see how the storytelling aspect is, picking up from the pieces of the economy and the world shambles that we're in right now. It's going to be interesting to see how they apply all of this social justice nonsense that they've been pushing into movies over the last several years. Now that we're having to basically start from scratch, movie theaters are in question. So many big budget movies have been put on hold. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I'll be interested to know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, please subscribe to Sports Wars, our sports channel. I'm going to be covering a lot of topics for everything here on the main channel. And then I want to highlight our spin-off channels that we have that are part of Geeks and Gamers. And it's important to put focus on those channels and all of the awesome people here on the team that are helping get those channels up. Geeks, Gaming with Geeks, Park Hoppin', Sports Wars. We have so much going on. We have the Geeks and Gamers live channel. We have so many moving parts. Geeksandgamers.com is being rebuilt, and I'm so happy about the future of Geeks and Gamers. So again, thank you for allowing us to have such a great network here. It's all because of the support that you guys have given us. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Raylos are weird, and we will talk to you later.